Yo, y'all. Alright, so right now I'm not going to be reviewing the typical hard R-rated, splatterfest type film that I'm usually doing on my little page here. Actually, right now I want to do a review of a PG, family-friendly horror film that came out very recently that does appeal to all of us horror film fans out there, and it does. And that film is, and it's very badass. And I'm going to give you all my explanations why. The film in question is ParaNorman. Yes, this movie is fucking badass, and because I said so. Alright, so the film is about, and it just came out in theaters in August, of this past year, 2012, and it just now came out on DVD and Blu-ray. And this film right here, alright, yes, it is a PG animated film for kids. Now, the truth is about this, and there's a lot of reviews out there that will prove me right, that there's a lot of stuff in this that are probably a little too intense for children. But that's the beauty about this movie right here. This movie was made by horror fans for all of us horror fans. And yes, even for the PG rated, because this movie right here speaks into the hearts of all of us horror fans, the kid in all of us, the nostalgic kid who grew up on 80s, nostalgic horror. This is it, alright? It's got everything in it that is very The Goonies meets, The Return of the Living Dead meets Evil Dead. Like, it's fucking badass, alright? And the story's pretty much, about Norman, this character right here, who's voiced by, man, I forgot the actor's name who plays him, but it's the lead kid from the Let Me In remake, the remake of Let the Right One In, which is actually a great fucking remake. Anyway, the kid that starred in that movie is the voice for this character right here, Norman. He is kind of an ostracized and lonely boy in the town of Blythe Hollow, where he lives and grew up in, because he can see dead people and communicate with them. So he's part of that phenomenon. He can talk to the dead and see them. And a lot of people think he's fucking crazy, or just think he's plain old weird and making stories up to get attention. But that's not the case here. He really does see dead people and dead animals and all that and all of such. Anyway, so he has no friends. He lives in a household with a father that kind of picks on him, a mother who's very protective and understanding of him, but still questioning about him, and a sister who's an older sister or teenager who's a bit of a brat. The kind of, oh my god, kind of girl texting OMG all the time on her phone, who picks on him all the time as well. So he's a loner of a character. And the particular day that this movie begins, he becomes friends with this little chubby character right here, who I have to say is fucking adorable in this movie, because he makes a lot of good points, and I'm about to go into some of those later in this review as well. But anyway, he becomes friends with this chubby boy who's also picked on for obvious reasons. And on the particular day this movie is set on, he finds out through his uncle, who just passed away, who's kind of also looked as the town derelict freak that his family won't even associate with, and he can't even associate with. But before this uncle dies of his, who's voiced by the actor John Goodman from Roseanne, warns him that the town is about to undergo a curse, a witch's curse that's been centuries in the making. And it's up to Norman to fix the curse and, correct it right. And the whole movie is pretty much him, Norman, his new best little chubby friend, the chubby friend's older muscular brother, and his older sister, and the school bully, who's voiced by, I can't think of his name right now, but he played McLovin in, Superbad, and he was in the Fright Night remake as Evil Ed. Anyway, but no, he was McLovin, though, which is cool. But he plays the school bully. Anyway, it's this ragtag team, and they're a funny bunch when they're together in this movie. But it's this ragtag team that pretty much bunches together to save the town of Blythe Hollow away from this witch's curse. And later in the movie, you find out who this witch was, this little girl that was condemned to witch and killed, and why this is happening. And it's a very touching movie, and I will even fucking admit, as a man that I am, and there's not really hardly a movie out there I see that makes me that touches me or makes me tear up, But this movie makes me tear up. Again, this movie speaks to all the kids, to the kid and all of us horror fans. It's about being different, about being, you know, not the typical trendy norm, top 40, you know, if you don't fit in, you know, if you're weird, if you like horror movies, if you're gay, blah, 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 blah. This movie is that kind of movie for you. It touches on all those aspects, and yes, it touches on the gay thing as well. And no, Norman's not gay, but another character surprisingly is. But anyway, it's a very touching movie, but it's also got so many thrilling set pieces in this movie as a you know, as a horror film for little kids. This movie has it all. I mean, we're talking fucking witches, ghosts, zombies, okay? And that's another thing about it. I related a lot to Norman because as a little kid, as you can see, my room is covered head to toe in horror shit. And so is his bedroom. His bedroom's head to toe covered in horror shit and horror movie shit, by the way. I'm saying it so fast. But horror movie shit. And he's got a knack for the macabre, obviously, like I do. And, you know, so he's a horror movie fan. Even the very beginning of the movie, with the credits when they begin, is from a zombie movie he's watching that begins with an awesome, awesome old school John Carpenter-esque, you know, deep bass synth score, the boom, 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 you know, kind of bass score, synthesizer score to the movie he's watching, with a zombie breaking into a house with a girl in it and, you know, trying to crave her brains. And even in the movie, the B movie he's watching, you see the boom mic in the above the actress who's screaming and stuff from the zombie. It's fucking hilarious. But that's in the movie within the movie of this movie he's watching. But again, this movie's touching. It's all about him trying to the ostracized weird kid saving the town full of people who already ostracized him. Like, it's the same as people ostracized people back then for being a witch. You know, during, like, you know, back in the Salem witch trials. And that dates back to all that from the past, the history of this town. But the same thing goes on with Norman. He's a weird kid who sees dead people, and the whole town thinks he's fucking weird and want to pitchfork him. But he ends up trying to save the town and everybody who ostracizes him from that. And it's got a lot of good messages in this movie. It's also an anti-bullying movie of sorts. You know, it talks about, you know, just embracing who you are, regardless if you're weird or if you're ugly or whatever. Embracing it, you know, because there's something still cool about you, you know. Because, I mean, let's be honest, not every good-looking folk out there is a very exciting person. Haha. Anyway, this movie is just fucking badass. Like I said, even when I saw it in the theater with a bunch of children, I was even blown away by how badass it was. And even I was blown away by how some set pieces in this movie were probably too scary for some children, and they were. They were. But this movie is badass. It's got The Goonies meets The Evil Dead meets The Return of the Living Dead written all over it. So if you're a fan of, like, those old school emblem 80s movies by, like, you know, Steven Spielberg and Richard Donner and all that kind of stuff, this movie's right up there for you. It's just a modern day take on it with animation. And it's pretty much, like I said, about a kid saving the town from a witch's curse. And, you know, so it's got everything from the ghosts, witches, zombies, ghouls, all that. It's really fucking cool. And all the characters in it that have their comedic timing are fucking funny. I mean, everything, like I said, to all the characters and actors I just mentioned, to, I forgot the name of the actress, but one of the Cosby kids is one of the, now she's grown up, but she plays one of the big fat black policewomen on it, and she's funny as hell too. And when the town's being overcome by the zombies and stuff. But anyway, it's such a badass movie. It's got such a great message in it, and it's going to appeal, I guarantee you, it's going to appeal to every horror fan out there that feels just different in society, as you know, because all of us horror fans do kind of feel like we adapt and understand how it is to be considered different, and this movie appeals to all that. That's no joke. So definitely don't be put off by the PG rating. Don't be put off by the family friendliness of it, because trust me, there's some racy shit in here. Again, there's some gay elements in it too. I was like, what? But I mean, also, of course, the horrific elements of it too, that make this movie fucking awesome. And like I said, it touches base on so many social commentary of today with bullying and whatnot, and it's a great fucking movie. So I kid you not, check it out. Don't be put off by this movie. Don't think it's like some stupid, you know, Pixar film or whatever. Not that Pixar films are stupid, but you know where I'm getting at. For a horror fan, this movie's badass. So definitely check it out. And I'm my word here, as a horror fanatic, this movie kicks ass. All right, so enough said. Anyway, that's ParaNorman. Check it out. If you ever see it, Redbox, rent it, or if you buy it, or you know whenever it comes on fucking wow, I'm having a brain tease right now, but yeah, you get my drift. Whenever you get a hold of this somehow and you see it through streaming or whatnot, check it out. It's badass. All right, I'm out. Peace.